we see these people creating lives that they dream of, living out their dreams, living out their purpose out loud, I know for me, it could kind of get discouraging because in my head, I put them up on a pedestal. When that happens, I got to catch myself. When y'all do that, you got to catch yourself because they're no different from you and I. We're all the same. Like I said, we're all special and we're all not special. We're all the same. We're all connected. So once we take people off pedestals, then we can really see the things that they're doing as achievable. The time is now to boldly step forward, love with intensity, and embark on the journey to create the best version of yourself. Let's breach these barriers together. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the BreEvolve podcast. I'm super excited to be back with you. If you're new, welcome. My name is Bree. And if you've been rocking with me, thank you so much for coming back to me. Today, I really want to talk about this false notion of us feeling like we're not enough or we don't have what it takes within us to do what God has put on our heart. So I know for a long time for me, and I find myself kind of getting back into this weird space. I would look for outside resources to, I guess, confirm what I thought God was telling me to do or what I wanted to do. So basically, I felt like, okay, I have this vision, but I need to have outside resources to get the motivation to do it or to confirm that that is what I need to be doing. So I would load up on my sermons, load up on my podcasts, read all the books I could on subjects or even just self-development. I would take online classes. Like I would do so much. I was very thorough in my research to confirm what I already knew within me. I didn't realize it then, but I can see that's exactly what it is. It's like, girl, you know exactly what you need to be doing, and you don't need outside motivation to tell you that's what you need to be doing. And don't get me wrong, I still listen to sermons and podcasts and everything, but I wouldn't make a move until I feel like God was speaking to me through one of those channels. So like I have to have a sign. Okay, I got a sign. Let me get another sign. It was procrastination at its finest. Feeling like you aren't good enough or you don't have what you need within you already. I would say, how do I put this? If we already had the courage and confidence to go after what we had in our heart on our own, then we wouldn't need God, right? So these feelings are valid, but I was allowing that to stop me instead of asking for God's help. I was asking for outside help from people that I thought would speak to me or give me the courage to do what it is that God put in my heart, not thinking that I have to have God's help to do what He has put in my heart and trust in Him and have faith in Him. So, me loading up on the outside content, I was a little delusional because it's kind of like I was waiting for somebody else to do the work for me, essentially. I don't know what I thought I was going to get if I just read another book on it before I started, or I just listened to another podcast, or I just get motivated again. Like, I'm revved up. I've been revved up, and I was sitting on my hands. It was procrastination, and I felt horrible about it because, you feel good when you start checking things off your list or doing things that you want to do. Thinking about doing it just gives you anxiety. So actually, recently, I feel like I was kind of getting back into that space with this podcast. This podcast kind of blew up more than I thought it would in the beginning. I thought I was going to have a little bit of wiggle room to figure things out without having so many people watching. But that's going against the whole reason why I started. Like if in a previous video I was saying do it scared. Yeah, I was still doing it, but I'm still doing it. But I started to like, okay, let me just slow it down. I was running because I knew it was all God. I knew it. Like He was telling me to do it, and I was like, okay, this is like for real, for real. I gotta go. I gotta do it. Gotta do it. And I felt so fulfilled. Yet when people started watching, I started to crawl into this little shell again, forgetting why I started in the beginning, to get other people to get out of their shells and to live a more fulfilled life and follow what God has put in their heart. So here I am being an example. I'm super excited and super blessed that it's actually caught so much traction in such a little bit of time with something that I just felt was necessary to help me and to help others without thinking about, outside things. And people have been telling me how much it's been helping them. And I feel like I'm really connecting with you guys. So please don't stop that portion of it just because I tell you I get a little nervous. I really enjoy that I'm able to help people with my voice and things that I've been through. All I'm doing is sharing what I've gone through, and for it to have touched so many people, I can't even put it into words. I feel so, it's beautiful. I'm happy I'm able to do it. I'm happy, so happy that God is able to use me. He's using me because it's helping you guys. So thank you so much for that. With that being said, I have been slowing down, and I notice it's because of fear. So I'm trying to like jolt myself out of it. I'm still making content, but I find myself being a bit more like I gotta do research, and I gotta be on my P's and Q's, and I gotta have it perfect, and I gotta have the setup perfect. I gotta have the camera angles. Like I start thinking about these things that has nothing to do with the message that God needs me to get out. So I was gonna cancel today. But I'm so happy I didn't. I literally prayed before, like, God, what do you want me to say? Because I feel like I have like a whole notebook full of things to talk about, but nothing. I usually go over the list and nothing stood out to me today. So I just sat here for a while, asked God to release all of me and just let me know what you want me to tell your people. So here we are. And it's the very topic of me slowing down recording because of fear. Us feeling like we don't have enough, that's tied in with our faith. Me slowing down, I see it as a tactic of the enemy. Because here I am, I know I'm doing great, I know I'm doing good. I know I'm helping people, yet I'm curling back into my shell, doubting myself. Like, am I really anointed? Was I really called to do this? I'm questioning myself when people are telling me how I'm helping them. What kind of foolishness is that? I realize I got to block out all that other noise that he's planting in my head because that is not God. So I sat here and I was like, we're going to get through this and we're going to do this. We got this. If you guys are struggling with just putting stuff out because of what other people may think, just think about the people that you'll be helping, because that's who I'm talking to right now. I'm not thinking about the other people that, because everyone's going to have something to say. It is what it is. So I'm just praying that this really gets to the person that will help to make the next step. Not even if you don't go full force with whatever's on your heart, I just pray that you take the next step and then be open to taking the next step, because that's really all it is. Showing that you have faith, working towards taking steps towards that big goal, showing that you have faith. I just know your life will unfold in a way that you will know is God. It will be no other way but God. I never thought I would be doing a podcast. This was never in my vision. But me taking certain steps in the past since I've quit my job has gotten me to this point, and I feel so fulfilled and I feel so in purpose. And I know it's not going to stop here. So I'm excited to see where the next little bit unravels, because I feel like I'm just unraveling this big piece of string, and it's just going to keep going and going and going to different parts of my life and to different adventures. So I'm excited about that. So all that to say, you have all you need within you. You just may need to quiet out all the distractions and all the noise. So I do this through prayer. I go out and I actually walk a lot now. I need to get out into nature to really just unplug from everything, but quieting the noise. If you can't get outside, that's okay, but just really just being quiet and being still and truly trying to listen for God's voice. Ask for it and you will receive it. Ask for his voice. You'll feel something in your body and just know that he's always there. So being still and asking in the moment, he's always with you. But when you're still, you'll be able to hear him. You have to look for the signs. You have to listen out. You may not actually hear. Some people do. I feel like I did once and it was amazing. But you need to really kind of try to connect with yourself, with your breath. And you can do this through guided meditation, prayer. I do a lot of prayer. And I sometimes turn on some yoga music to like, if my brain is really, really going and I'm a little anxious, I go on a walk. And then if it's still going, then I turn on some yoga music and just sit and just feel God's presence. When I'm in the car, sometimes I just sit still, sit in the silence, listen for His voice, and you'll start having these ideas and revelations. And it's actually kind of crazy to know that I always had access to this power, but I never really tapped into it. It's like a whole new world. So really, just being still. I'll drive in my car for a whole hour in just silence and pray, and then I listen, and then I pray, and then I listen, and then I just feel God within me. So you have what you need within you. Just ask God for your next step, even if it's not the whole vision that you see. Ask Him for your next step, because what you have, what you see in your head, it may not come about the way that you think. God will bring you to it a different way, or He'll even change your path. Just follow Him in the next step, and you'll be good. So, with this podcast, since I've launched it, I've had so many people tell me so many great things about it, and I'm super, super grateful, super appreciative. But the way people talk to me, they say it in a way like I've done this far fetched thing that only few people can do and be successful at. I'm still starting out, so I wouldn't even say I'm successful, but only few people can actually do and get the message out and, start something new and just put yourself out there like that. I really just want to get it into your spirits, into your head, into your body, into your heart. I want you to really feel that we're all the same. Nobody is more special than the other. Like, we can all do certain things that we put our mind to. So with this podcast, I knew nothing about podcasting. I just felt in my heart that I had to get a message out there. And I tried through social media. I'm just saying, I don't like social media. So I didn't want to have to be forced to stay on there because I'll just get into this spiral of scrolling with trying to engage with people. I didn't like what it was doing to my brain. So social media, I really didn't like it. So I said, okay, but I still have a message that needs to get out. So I said, okay, we'll do YouTube. And then I was like, a podcast. And I was like, I can do YouTube and a podcast. I could do a visual and hearing because those are the two ones that I always listen to. So it was really just me taking that first step to try to be an influencer, quote unquote, if you can't see me on camera, trying to be an influencer to spread God's message, but also do it in a way that I thought I would be accepted by society. It was very draining and I didn't like it because I didn't feel like I could be authentically me all the time because I had to captivate the watcher to stay on my reel or stay on my post on the message for a certain amount of time. And capturing people was basically I had to fit in. And I didn't like that I had to be forced to fit in. Of course, I know it's like different parts of social media that I would reach, but I felt like I couldn't be me. So I decided to go on a platform where I could just be me and not try to conform to being liked, because essentially you have to get likes. That's the goal on social media, to get likes so you could grow. It's kind of what I'm doing on YouTube, but I feel like I can be authentically me on that platform a little more. But with this new venture that was put on my heart, I buckled down and I did my research. I had to find out how, first of all, how to make a podcast. Like, how do you even get on these platforms? So I was like, okay, let me do a basic research how to start a podcast. And then I started looking up the equipment. Then I started thinking, what will I use to record? I had to figure out what editing software I would use. I had to figure out how to edit because I'm not a video editor. That was a doozy. I'm still learning with each video, actually. Since I was drawn to do both video and audio, I had to figure out what audio program I would use and then how to use it. And I'm still learning on editing my audio as well. So I just wanted to put all of that out there. Like, this is all, I was in YouTube Academy for all of these things. And I just want you guys to know that I didn't do some far-fetched thing that you can't do. With this new thing so present in my spiritual awakening, if you will, with it being so much in my spirit, like God is telling me to do this, I said, if there's a will, there's a way. I have to figure out how to do all of this to get the message across. I can't just sit here and trust me, I will get to a point where I can disperse the workout, the editing portions and the designing portions. But when I'm in a season that I can't do that, I have to figure out how to do it because I'm not just going to stop the whole process because the funds aren't there to hire other people to do the part that I don't want to do right now. I had to learn how to do it because I was that determined to get the message out to you guys. So now that I have it all figured out or semi figured out, I have my setup figured out, I am able to record podcasts and get them out to you guys. I can now see how I used to look at influencers or not even influencers all the time, people in my life that were doing things and I felt like they were just special or they're motivated on their own. Like they have a little more motivation inside of them. They were born with a little more discipline, like they were sprinkled with more things that I need to get started. It's just not true. We have what we need within us for our assignment. So, whatever it is that you want to do in life, whether it's working out, starting a new venture, connecting more with people, whatever it is that you want to do in life, I just want you to know that you have everything you need within you. You just got to unlock it. You got to get still and ask God to search for those places that you need for the ventures that you want to do. You can't do it by yourself. You got to involve God. And I really feel like you'll be doing some amazing things that you didn't even know that you could do. I'm in a space where I'm starting to push myself a little more into things that I feel in my heart, but I feel a little afraid to do. I'm starting to just do it. I know I gave y'all the advice to just do it, but I'm doing things and then I like, okay, that's enough for now. We can take a little break. But I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone to do more things that I'm afraid of that I know was put on my heart by God. So this is my year of yes. I don't know if y'all read that book by Shonda Rhimes, The Year of Yes, but I would highly recommend it. It was so life-changing. As soon as I accepted the challenge, I've been praying for God to really show me my confidence. I know it's in me. I know it's in me. I just got to pick it up and dust it off the shelf. So I'm asking God to, bring it up to the surface for me because I don't want to feel inadequate. And I know I'm not inadequate. I don't want to be bound by those feelings and miss out on opportunities just because I'm chicken. Okay. So I said, God, please help me out here. The very next day, I got two, not one, two opportunities, big opportunities with my podcast that pushes me way out of my comfort zone. So I'm like, whoo, yeah, okay, God, I got this. We got this. I immediately said yes to both after, analyzing was this actually a good fit and not going off of, am I afraid? Am I ready for that? Or am I prepared? Will I be prepared? I just said yes. Closed my eyes and I said yes. And I said, I will be prepared. And I've been praying and I've been doing my work. I'm probably over prepared at this point, but I feel so uncomfortable, and I know what comes on the other side of me being uncomfortable after I do it. And it's joy, and I feel like I can conquer the world, I can do anything. And then I'd also be like, girl, why was you afraid in the first place? Like, but did you die? Type of thing. You know, each time I do something that I'm afraid of, it gives me another point for my confidence. So God was like, all right, we about to get in the ring. And I'm just super, super excited and blessed that He's trusting me with this podcast and trusting me with talking to you guys. And I just wanted to share this with you because the people that we're seeing living out their dreams and creating a life that you may want, I know when I see it on social media, people traveling the world or making lots of money or, doing things that I wish I could do. Let's be real. I try not to compare, but it's there in some form or fashion. So with that said, when we see these people creating lives that they dream of, living out their dreams, living out their purpose out loud, I know for me it could kind of get discouraging because in my head I put them up on a pedestal. When that happens, I gotta catch myself. When y'all do that, you gotta catch yourself because they're no different from you and I. We're all the same. Like I said, we're all special and we're all not special. We're all the same. We're all connected. So once we take people off pedestals, then we can really see the things that they're doing as achievable. And not saying that you want to have the life that they've created, but it gives you a sense of courage is available to us all. Public speaking is something that we all can do. Getting fit is something that we all can do. Traveling the world is something that we all can do. We just have to unlock and really feel what we want our lives to look like. What it is that God is telling us to go towards. And when we feel it, when we feel like we can do it, or if we feel like we want to do it, which means we have within us to do it, then taking them off of that pedestal, we can now see what they've achieved is now achievable for us because we're all the same. If that person can do it, so can you, so can I. I really feel that in my heart. If you keep God with you and lean on Him for your courage and for your confidence and for your power and for your discernment and for everything that you need to build the life that you want, you got to really tap in and connect with God. There's no way around that part because we cannot do it on our own. We're not meant to do it on our own. We really just got to get out of our own head. It be us holding ourselves back. I just visualize a twin, me having a twin, and me pulling myself back. Is nobody else doing it? Is me pulling myself back before anybody else could say anything about what I'm doing, which is so crazy because thinking about how many people I could help, how many people I could have helped if I started earlier, my mind is blown. So I'm dedicated to helping to uplift people, to uplift God's world, this earth, help the next generation, help the generation ahead of me, behind me, help my generation. I'm dedicated to using my voice to uplift God's creatures. I am dedicated, yes, to growth. And I'm saying it in a way that it sounds like, oh, I gotta do this. But really, it's just me being uncomfortable and knowing what I have to do to get to that pure joy that I feel every time that I do something. It's all worth it. And hearing you guys' feedback, I swear it means the world to me. So please don't stop that. If y'all have any questions, you can always email me at BreEvolve@gmail.com. I'll put that in the description. But I really would love to hear from you guys. And thank you so much for listening. I hope y'all have a great day. Believe in yourself. Believe all you have within you, even if you can't feel it. Know what's in there and just ask God to bring it up. Ask Him to reveal it to you. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, just like I am every single day of this journey. I love you guys, and I will talk to you next time. See ya.